Hello, welcome back to REA Tactical. I'm REA. Today I would like to continue a previous series of videos on how to deal with extremity hemorrhage. What's an extremity? An extremity is basically your arms or your legs. What's a hemorrhage? That just means bleeding or blood loss. This can be from a number of different sources. Typically we think of lacerations from cuts, gunshot wounds. It could be shrapnel, a secondary projectile from a blast. You could even use this in certain circumstances for a full amputation from a blast or from some sort of a cutting injury. Today I'm going to demonstrate a type of bandage that's used a lot in the United States military. It's used by law enforcement, first responders, EMTs, a very popular device called the Emergency Bandage. It's also called the Israeli Bandage. This comes in several different sizes, different colors. This is the military version. It's called the Israeli Bandage because the original device was created by a former Israeli military medic. He had a company that manufactured it. Today, these are manufactured also by industries in the U.S., such as TACMed, North American Rescue, H&H Products. They come in different sizes. There's a 4-inch version, a 6-inch version, and then there's a large abdominal version. It's mainly intended to be used for pressure dressings to stop hemorrhage from the arms or legs, like I was saying, but this one's very versatile in that it can be used in different parts of the body as well. It can be used on the head, on the face. It can be used in the axilla, which is your underarm. It can be used in the groin area. It can be used on the torso and the abdomen as well, which we'll look at some of those applications at a later time. Today we're going to mainly focus on extremity injuries. So what makes this a useful product? The bandage itself comes in a sterile container, so that the device itself is actually sterile whenever it comes out of the package. It has a very long shelf life, and you can see that it has a built-in absorbent pad attached to the elastic wrap. That makes it very stable. This device, it's not a windlass, but it is a type of pressure bar that you can use to apply direct pressure to the area that's bleeding. And then it has an elastic strap that's very similar to an ACE wrap to allow you to hold the device into place. As we discussed in a different video, this can be used for either an arterial bleed, which is one of the arteries of the arm being severed, so that can lead to rapid blood loss, usually squirting in conjunction with your heartbeat. It can also, large veins that are lacerated can lead to a venous blood loss, which is slower, but also can lead to significant hemorrhage. And then it can be used for burns and for more like abrasions, capillary wounds as well. Anytime that you are at a range, you should always have some sort of bandage available to use in case there is an injury. Most people do not walk around on the street with these kind of bandages on them, but it is something that you can keep inside your vehicle in case you were to be the first person to respond to a motor vehicle accident. If you are in a synagogue, a church, a place of business, having these strategically placed around the building so that you have easy access to them and can respond to injuries that occur, thinking specifically of like a shooting incident, which unfortunately occurs more commonly than we would all like. How do you store them? You can store them in a full-sized aid bag such as this, or just in a first aid pouch. These are military versions, but you can find a similar setup at Army surplus stores, tactical stores. You can typically order these things from the internet, etc. I'd like to demonstrate how to use the product. So I'm going to use my demonstrator here to, let's say we have a laceration to his arm that's bleeding. This could be used on the wrist, the arm, the upper arm, and there are other applications we'll talk about in a future video. Whenever something is bleeding, really the first thing you want to do is just put direct pressure to it while you're getting this out. The package itself can be opened with your teeth with one hand and just kind of slide it down so that you have access to it. And you want to keep pressure on the wound while you're getting the device ready to apply to stop any blood loss that you're able to with just direct pressure from your hand. Whenever you're ready to apply it, it's simple to put into place. The pad itself goes directly over the wound, and then you have the elastic strap. It's best to anchor this into place, and so what I like to do to anchor it is to put one on either side of the pressure bar, and that keeps it from sliding up and down on the arm or the leg. It kind of helps keep it in place. Now, if this is if it's still soaking through the pad, you've got like an arterial bleed you're losing a lot of blood, then you can use this bar to apply direct pressure to the wound itself by simply sliding it through and then coming back the opposite direction, which will apply direct pressure to the area. You can use the remainder of the bandage to just wrap. And it's important that you don't tighten the elastic wrap so tight that it cuts off circulation altogether. That will create a tourniquet-like effect so that you're not getting any blood flow past the wound itself. So before you fasten this, I can feel for a pulse, a radial pulse, to make sure I still have a good blood flow going to the fingers and the hand without actually cutting off blood flow sufficiently. If you find that you can't find a good pulse, that could be because he's lost a lot of blood and he's in shock, or it could be because you've tightened this too much and you may need to loosen it somewhat. At the very end of the elastic strap, there are these retention clips, and these get held into place by just bringing up one of the free running ends of the elastic and sliding it into the clip, and that holds it into place. At this point, you can just check to make sure that you have hemorrhage control, meaning that there's no blood leaking through the bandage itself, and that he still has the ability to move his hand, and that he has a good pulse, so he's still getting good blood flow distally. If you see that this is not effective, you may need to apply a tourniquet until you can get to a higher level of care. In some cases, you can even put on a second bandage. If you have a large wound, you can do these side by side. Okay, so these bandages can be purchased locally through tactical stores. You can find them on the internet. A quick search, shows you can get them from anywhere from $10 to $20. Make sure you're getting them from a legitimate source, so that you're not getting an overseas knockoff, that you're getting an actual product. This particular one is made by First Care Products Ltd, by KaiMed, but there are a number of different manufacturers for these devices. So what happens if you don't have one of these on hand? Some things that you might have in your in your bathroom, under your bathroom sink, can sometimes come in handy and do more or less the same function. Ace wraps are very easy to find. People often have them so they can wrap up a swollen ankle after spraining your ankle. So a lot of people have these handy on them or in their house. And then some sort of a gauze. This one is a military specific, called a Z-Pack dressing. You also see them in the hospital called Kerlix. But really it's just a long running gauze. If you didn't have this though, you could really use almost anything. You could use a piece of t-shirt or something like that, anything that is absorbent that you can use in conjunction with the ACE wrap to deal with the laceration. So I'm going to use my demonstrator one more time to show you how this looks. The Z-Pack dressing itself, again, this is just a gauze strip, but what we want to use it for today is to be absorbent. So I'm gonna put it right over where the injury is, and the ACE wrap, try to open that up with one hand as best as possible. And again, I'm gonna wrap this in a very similar fashion to the way I did the Israeli bandage. Again, I'm anchoring it on both sides. Now, if I want to apply a pressure dressing to this, I can actually flip this like over once or twice. It seems like it's easier to do it twice just because it's easier to wrap this way, and this will provide some sort of a pressure to the site. Another way to get pressure at the site is wrap it loosely on the backside and then tight on the top. Loosely on the backside and then tight on the top. And that will also provide some direct pressure to the wound. Now, ACE wrap does have a hook pile tape or Velcro kind of at the end that you can use to secure it into place. But this does not hold very well. It's very easy for that to come unraveled. So sometimes it's best to take some medical tape or something like that to tape that in place.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe below and set your notifications to be informed of any new content. We appreciate all your comments, so just let us know what you'd like to see in upcoming videos. Thanks a lot.